The closest thing we have to Samurai Jack so far, Aramusha is our favorite dual-wielding, rice-farming blade master. He is relentless in his attacks as long as he has stamina, and can easily flip the script and go from defense to offense before an opponent knows it. Aramusha can keep his Tempest chain going infinitely by throwing a light or heavy attack in a new direction. You begin your chains by hitting or whiffing a light, heavy, dodge heavy, dash heavy with hyper armor, or by ringing the bell. You can ring the bell by soft feinting an opener or dash forward heavy into a bash by hitting the guard break button. As this move deals damage, it doesn't guarantee a follow-up attack, just begins your chains. Both neutral heavies and dash heavies can also be hard feinted. Throwing a heavy in the same direction as the last attack ends your chains, or lets you access Aramusha's deadly feints. You can soft feint these attacks to a light attack in a new direction that lets you continue your chain if it isn't blocked. Aramusha's sprinting heavy comes out of the right, and if it misses, you can befuddle your enemy by throwing another one that comes out of your left. This unfortunately doesn't lead into a chain and can't be feinted, so the only thing befuddling here is why it exists, unless I'm missing out on some insane befuddle tech. Aramusha's zone attack is a two-parter, with the first hit coming out of your right and finishing with an unblockable on the left, which you can feint. Blocking downward lets Aramusha perform a Blade Blockade, a timed all-guard that gives Aramusha 3 different counter options. You can throw a heavy that executes for 16 damage, a light for 20 damage, or a kick that sends your opponent back. The heavy and the light let you continue your chain, while the kick will hopefully ledge or wall splat, letting you throw a 27 damage side heavy and beginning your chain. You might be thinking Blade Blockade is useless since it's timed and not held like the other all blocks, but Aramusha can cancel any attack recovery as well as hit or block stun with Blade Blockade. This makes it very difficult to punish Aramusha with dodge attacks and removes the guessing game of what direction will that light come out of. Instead, you just have to worry about attack timings and guard breaks. Like the other all guards, Aramusha is unable to counter guard break while performing it, and since the duration is short, Aramusha players need to predict the timing of the incoming attack with their blade blockades. It also has some very interesting counters due to zone attacks not bouncing off of superior blocks. I made a video detailing this, so check that out after this video. Now, I personally suck with Aramusha in 4s, but I can't deny that his kit works pretty well if literally anyone else is controlling him. The hitboxes on his side attacks are pretty good, and Blade Blockade working on external attacks and follow-ups having hyper armor is really good. Obviously, you can swap back and forth between different targets after each attack, but you can also target swap on the dodge and dash heavies, and even the deadly feints. For max punishes, heavy parries give a light attack or ring the bell. You can also do the zone for 1 more damage, half your green bar, and some pressure with the unblockable. Light parries give Aramusha a side heavy, and guard breaks guarantee a top heavy, while wall splats from throws or blade blockade kicks net a side heavy. Out of stamina and revenge parries on right or forward throws let you light into new side heavy and continue your chain, or you could side light into same side heavy for a bit more damage and end your chain. If that's too hard to remember, a parry or throw in any direction but backwards also gives you the zone attack. When it comes to fashion, it's really a challenge to make Aramusha look bad. Man's even got them literally fire Gucci flip-flops. I sadly don't have high rep gear, so here's some of my favorite Aramushas from the For Honor fashion subreddit. Aramusha's gear has all the defense perks, meaning you can get up to 3 of Aegis, Shields Up, Bastion, Vengeful Barrier, Last Stand, Fresh Focus, and Bulk Up. Also in 4v4s are Aramusha's feats. Tier 1 has Iron Lungs, Body Count, and Deadly. Iron Lungs lets you sprint when you're out of stamina. Body Count grants 1 health and stamina per minion kill. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Deadly gives you a slight damage boost for 3 seconds after landing an attack. Tier 2 has Smoke Bomb, Juggernaut, and Short Tempered. Of all the feats currently in the game, I'd say Smoke Bomb is arguably the most likely feat to get reworked, so if it changes, I'm sorry. In its current state, it stops any enemies caught in the smoke from locking on, reviving, executing, and prevents them from capturing a point.
You capture Zone A.
Juggernaut is a feat that makes your opponents walk away for 10 seconds, as in those 10 seconds you can't sprint, but have 50% damage reduction, slippery, and are uninterruptible. Short Tempered replaced Rocksteady and gives you a damage boost after taking damage. Aramusha's Tier 3 feats are Second Wind, Sharpened Blade, and Flaming Arrow. Second Wind in its current state heals and cleanses you of bleed and fire damage, shutting down certain heroes and feats. Sharpened Blade lets all of your attacks for the next 30 seconds deal bleed damage, and Flaming Arrow is a longbow that deals additional fire damage. Finally in Tier 4 we have Arrow Storm, Stalwart Banner, and Fear itself. Arrow Storm calls down waves of arrows that are very effective in the minion lane. Like Spear Storm, be aware of friendly fire. Unlike Spear Storm, it's harder to guarantee a kill with this feat. Stalwart Banner plants a flag healing you and nearby allies, as well as removing bleed and fire damage. And Fear itself causes enemies around you to take much more damage from all sources. Personally, I like to run Body Count as Aramusha's infinite chain lights make him fairly decent in the minion lane, with Smoke Bomb for area denial, Second Wind to deal with damage over time, and Fear itself to hit enemies harder. However, if you're more confident in your offense than I am, Sharpened Blade will synergize well with heroes like Shaman, PK, and Nobushi. Being able to constantly mix up light and heavies from multiple directions, Aramusha is good at keeping opponents on their toes. The Blade Blockade is a strong tool for countering an incoming attack when you know it's coming but don't know from where, and it's a useful tool in 4s. If you're looking for a hero that loves to keep throwing attacks but doesn't sacrifice defense, try out Aramusha. For more information on Aramusha's specific damage values, timings, and more, the For Honor Information Hub has all of that data, and I've got it linked below. I'd like to thank you for watching and thank my Patreon supporters who help make these videos possible, especially Swekles, Kyle, and Shadow. A lot of this was streamed live on Twitch, so follow me there, and of course subscribe here for more. Have a good one, and I will see you on the next stream and video.